Welcome back, guys, to the second episode of the Untold Gems Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Sasha.
And I'm Charles.
And we've got a great show today. We've got a lot of things to talk about. So, how's your week, guys? First of all,
It was okay. I had a really crazy week though. First of all, it was the tax deadline on Monday, and my accountant is useless, so I had the worst day ever. And I officially hate taxes. I had that moment where I was like I couldn't find the solution for my problem, so I was like, screw this, I'm giving up. And I was just I was in one of those modes, but then I was like, nah, I can't be like that. So anyways, I ended up finalizing it at I swear it was 10 p.m. when I submitted my taxes, and I was like, I was so stressed. It was such a bad day. And yeah, that's pretty much the worst thing that happened this week.
so I've been telling her for weeks now, file your taxes, because I knew I was gonna be the one that ended up with having to do it for her. And I was like, file it, bro. She waits till the deadline. She tells me I have nothing done. I'm chilling with my friends, I'm with two of my friends. We smoked a little joint, and then she texts me
I'm blowing up his phone. I'm
she's
please, Chris, help me. I don't know what to do.
Bro, when I'm high, I can't really retext like that. So it's bro, I couldn't help her.
Yeah, I was having a mental breakdown. I was like, what the hell? But it's because our accountant told us so last minute that there was one thing he couldn't do for us. So basically, because we live in Quebec, he's from Ontario, he couldn't access Revenue Quebec's website or something. So he couldn't file.
Yeah, I think he lied to us.
I swear he just didn't want to do it. And so he basically he's telling us, oh, yeah, I can't do this for you. And then he's like, yeah, Chris can help you. That's what he tells me. And I'm like, this is a professional accountant telling me that Chris is gonna literally that Chris is gonna help me file the rest of my taxes. And I thought he was gonna provide me with the numbers and everything, and I would just have to submit it. So I'm chilling. I'm like, yeah, Chris, it's okay. I'll do it tomorrow. And then literally the day comes and Chris is like, no, you need to do this. And I was like, what the hell? So yeah, that was a really bad day.
You see, you guys are good citizens. I didn't file my taxes. CRA has probably a van outside my house, because I saw there's a white van since last week that's been chilling. So, but I swear it's to the point where Chris, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna file it early. I'm gonna file it in March. And then there's so many last minute paperwork, especially when you have a mortgage, and you're like, okay, well, I might get deduct this, that, and then afterwards, anyway, I'm an O, and I'm gonna keep owing. So,
me too.
I'm a big citizen. I'm gonna file it this weekend, but
yeah, we're gonna keep owing, and it's gonna keep getting worse too.
Oh, bro, it's to the point where it's
this is just the beginning for us, guys.
It's to the point where I'm going on vacation December, but I'm shopping for an offshore account. That's the mission. Yeah, I'm gonna get dual citizenship, offshore accounts, and then we're gonna live it up, because it's to the point where I see people getting tax return 500, 2,000, 6,000. I'm like, shit. I make all this money. I can contribute so much to the economy, and I'm the one that has to give up more taxes.
Literally, I was talking to a girl not too long ago, and she's like, yeah, it's tax season. We can spoil ourselves. And I was like, what?
Yeah, bro, everyone's getting returns.
I was like, what the fuck? Because I've literally even when I was working a job, I never had tax returns. I've always owed, but it's because I always worked multiple jobs at the same time. So they wouldn't tax you properly, because they would. Anyways, it's just this whole thing where they don't tax you properly. They don't take enough taxes from you. So I was getting too much money, I guess. So I would never get any returns. So I would always owe thousands of dollars, and people were like, I'm getting $3,000, and I was like, what the fuck? It would make me so angry. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, the most I got back was $300 5 years ago.
Yeah, you know what? It's usually Canada that gives me $100, and then Quebec makes me owe $2,000.
There you go.
Or some crazy shit like that. It's always Quebec that takes so much from me.
It's crazy how for people who have businesses and self-employed people, it's you're forced to spend your money. Sometimes you don't want to, for me, my first year, there are things that I didn't need. So I was like, okay, I'm just not going to spend my money on. But then you end up paying more taxes because you have less expenses. So it's they're forcing you to put your money back into the economy, and I think that's why it's there. They want you to deduct expenses to spend your money. I get to the end of the year, and I don't want an iPhone, but I'm like, fuck it, might as well. Let me just get an iPhone.
Yeah, like I'm
But
buying an iPhone every single year so I can deduct it.
But
yeah,
you
what
see
the
where it
fuck?
gets so fucked up for like people who self-employed when they have businesses that like when afterwards you go get a loan or if you want more financing, then they'll be like, okay, well, show me your last two statements.
That's
And then all
it.
they see is deductions, and then you can't even get your business could be doing $1 million, but they won't even give you $20,000 to reinvest in inventory, etc. So it's such a fucked up system when it's like, okay, well, shit, do you get taxed early and then you're able to get the benefits, or do you deduct so much that when it's time to get financing, then you don't have any options?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, bro, there's no escaping it. Like
Yeah.
the only escape is to leave, bro.
Yeah, to leave this country.
And Charl, me and Sasha were talking about like going to Dubai, but then we were like, what are we gonna do with the podcast? Because we really want like an
Yo,
office and stuff. You have to come with
hey
us to
man,
Dubai.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
hey
come
man,
with us.
guys. I'm like the black Batman, like the black Bruce Wayne. I don't sleep, so I don't know what's the time difference. I think it's what 12 hours.
Yeah, literally like 12
Yeah,
hours.
I know. I'm gonna be
Crazy.
up. I'm gonna be up. So it's gonna be an international thing. But like last year, I remember, I think I owed like 4K, and like because when you have a property, you could deduct anything related to a property. When I tell you guys, I deducted like 20K. Because you're able to deduct the interest, your bank fees,
Yeah,
about
Yeah,
bunch
there's
of
so
shit,
much that you can deduct.
So to the point where the government, I broke even, and that's how much I had to deduct shit. But it's like
damn.
when it's like in the US, like you're able to buy a G wagon, you're able to buy a Ford F-150 and deduct the whole thing. But in Canada, God forbid, you try to get F plates, and then they'll come
But
free for that too.
but then like you said, because if you're declaring less, how do you still get like a mortgage and stuff like that?
So the trick is that, or there's two tricks. Either you, because essentially you get audit every 2 years. If you declare two losses in a row, then CRA is gonna look at you and say, "Shit, are you
Yeah,
having a
for
business or
sure.
are you having a hobby?" So the point is where you're able to. I tell people if you're going to deduct all your expenses, don't deduct more than 40%, because at 40+%, that's gonna look sketchy.
Hmm.
Nobody's doing 70% of all travel unless you're a sales,
Mhm.
etc. But
Yeah.
you'll have some people that'll say, "Oh, yo, my personal crime is in at 60% for business," which is most likely not the case. So if you're able to deduct between 40 to 50% of your, or even like 40 to 45% of your expenses, the bank will look at you and say, "Okay, well, you're break even, so you won't get the highest financing, but you should be able to get some type of financing." The other option that most people have is that when you're able to have, let's say, a employees and this and that, then you're able to write or get business credit, and they essentially personally guarantee it. Essentially,
Okay.
once you get business credit, it's as if it's a own separate person. So the bank will look at your business as if it was an individual, look at its performance, sales, revenue, uh, gross margin, how long you've been in business. Normally, you want to do this after 2 years of being in business, and then that's when you get your business credit. So if it's a new account, most likely you have to personal guarantee it, meaning you're
Mm.
responsible if the business default. But if you have solid margins and you're not worried about the business, it's a good way to establish business credit. And it gets to the point where at some point you won't have to personally guarantee it, and the business credit will be able to get your car, get your facility, etc. And you could use it for your personal use as well.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Another thing I wanted to talk about, which is I find so funny, like people are so excited so in Canada, the government said that everyone who is making below $100,000 would get $500 back into their account, and like everyone is so excited about this. But the funny thing about it is that it's literally your own money that they're
Yeah.
giving back to you. Like it's not like you earned $500. It's like you've paid the government your money while you work throughout the year, and they're just giving you back $500, which is technically your money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're saying like the cost of living went up, so that's why they're doing it. But it's like that's not
It's literally
that's not
your
the
money.
solution. Yeah, that's not the solution. Like
And you
it's
know what's
so
the funny part?
stupid.
Is that they wait until tax season. So the disbursement is gonna be done in sometime at the end of May. So everybody files the taxes, and you can collect your $500 if you owe money to the government.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They'll
So
take it as a credit. Like they'll
there you
take the
go.
$500. Yeah, of course.
So that's
Bro,
how, especially in Quebec, how two-faced the government is, because at the end of the day, it's all for votes. The mass mandate, the protocols changing, the $500 for everybody to forget the last 2 years that we've been going through as society, and for us to just say, okay, well, shit, go give me $500, let me vote for it so you can get me more money in my account. Trudeau did the same strategy with the $2,000 to the point where most people forgot to balance things out, and they're just like, shit, Trudeau give me my money, so let me go ahead and re-vote for him also.
bro, and
Yeah,
everyone's just okay with giving their money away to the government. Like for me, I never realized it until like you become self-employed and you have to pay personally your taxes to the government. Because when you're an employee, you don't think about that. Like
yeah. They take it before
20,000,
you
like
before you get your
if you
paycheck.
make 50 or 60K a year, the government is taking like 20K from you, or
Yeah.
30K, let's say. Maybe not 30K, let's say 20K. And that's your money that they're taking away from you.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, it's strange. Like, why?
You
know,
notice it. You
and
notice it more when you're self-employed because it's like money that you're making on your own. So like it feels like you're putting more effort to get this money. So like,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then they're taking it from you, and it's the worst feeling in the whole world. Like when I realized I had to pay like whatever percentage of the money I made on my own, I was like, this can't be real. Like this is
Yeah, I was
crazy.
like, bro, let me just go back to being an employee, bro, because you have
But
like you're not taking any risk as an employee, and you're
exactly.
And
like
you're
you
not
get
putting
to,
in as much work, like you're not really,
yeah.
it's not
Wi-
something that you're doing, it's not your own project.
I think that nobody would have an issue paying those taxes if you got these services that
That's
come,
it. That's what I'm saying. Like for what,
and
bro?
you
When you
guys
go to the
mentioned Dubai.
hospital, yeah,
Dubai is one of the cleanest, most advanced cities in the world. So paying high taxes, or even let's say if you go to LA and you're getting the services that you want, it hurts the soul less than having flat tires because the roads aren't fixed, having hospitals that
shitty
it takes
roads,
you 2 years.
shitty
Guys,
hospitals.
I've been on a wait list for knee surgery since I was 11 years old. I'm
What?
turning 26 in
What?
July
What are you
What
talking
are you
about?
talking about?
because I need to have a knee surgery, but
Bro, I'm sure
because I
they
never
lost your
tore my
file, bro. They
ACL,
lost
Yeah,
your
they
file
threw
or
your
something.
file in the garbage, bro. They don't
because
care
I
There's
about
lost
no
my
you.
way.
ACL, everybody who tears the ACL surpasses me. So the only way to get a surgery if I go private.
Fuck.
So I've been on the wait list since 11 years old. So I'm
Yeah,
turning 26 years old. And just to tell
yeah,
you,
no, the healthcare system is so shit here. Like
you
I'm
know,
sure everyone has experienced it probably like firsthand. But I was talking to this guy recently, and like he's fine, but basically someone was like he had a head injury, and they were telling him like, oh, you might potentially have something in your brain, like maybe a tumor or something. And so he's freaking out, like what the hell is happening? Do I have cancer? Like he's freaking out. And then he told me that like in order to even get the scans and everything, they're like, oh, it's gonna take it like months. So he went and paid for private scans, and it cost him like $2,000 just to get all these
shit.
scans.
Yeah.
And then they tell him like, yeah, you're fine. And he's like, thank God he's fine. But it's like, it's so crazy that he couldn't even get these services. And imagine like if he did have something throughout all of those months that he's waiting, it's obviously deteriorating. Like he'll be getting worse. So it's like, it's so messed up, like how horrible it is here. It's so bad.
Also, if you compare it to the US, it's like maybe we're a bit
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're
like
lucky to live in this
it's
country, but
blessed, but also like if when a service is free, usually it's going to be shit. So
yeah,
like,
that's the problem with it. Yeah.
And like you said, compared to US, we're blessed to have this situation. It's just that sometimes, or especially in Canada and Quebec, is that there's so many people in the kitchen that you can't have concrete decisions.
mhm.
And there's the minister this, the minister that, you have the supervisor of this and that nobody actually gets the job done.
Yeah.
So how are we supposed to advance as a community, and you have like countries surpassing us, making leaps and bounds, and Canada is just doing the same thing, and we're losing talent every single day. We're unable to attract top talent to increase the economy. And recently they're celebrating that we have the lowest unemployment rate in a very long time, over 30 years. Cool. But people are barely having enough food to feed their families, and it's like you ask
Yeah.
them to pay their bills, and most people will say no. So it's like we're advancing, but we're taking 4 steps back because there's no real leadership in the places that matter. There's no leadership in school. There's no leadership in the hospitals. There's no leadership in transportation. So how is this society supposed to go when the biggest places or the biggest components in society aren't advancing either?
Yeah.
You know what we do have though? We have
Well,
Drake.
that circle?
Nah.
Drake. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say the big ring that they're gonna make.
Nah. Shout out Drake. No, fuck the ring, bro. What? That's the stupidest thing I've
Yeah,
ever
Yeah, so
seen.
they're
It's not
trying to
even like
build.
nice.
So they're
Yo,
trying to
Drake is
build a
carrying the
ring.
economy.
Yeah, no,
For
literally,
Drake is carrying the
real.
economy.
Drake, if you think of Canada, I'm not even joking. I've had meetings with people from the US, like one guy from the US and one guy from the UK. And I'm not joking, both of them were like we were talking about Canada or something, and then they're like, oh my God, I want to go to Toronto so I can go to to go see the OVO store and to go see Drake's mansion and stuff. And I was like, why is Drake the highlight of Canada? Like
Shout
that,
out
like
Drake.
it's so funny. He's like our mascot of our whole country. Like it's so
It be
funny.
like that.
But
You
here
know,
in it,
same
are we
way.
gonna talk about the deal he just signed, the 400 mil?
Yeah, 400 mil. So for people that who don't know, is that I think was Certified Lover Boy a Apple exclusive?
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
not too
remember.
sure about the details of that.
But then I think before Drake had a Apple exclusive. So for what that means is that anytime he would drop new music, it would go through Apple for maybe a week or 5 days before the
Okay.
leaks came out, and essentially it would go to all other platforms. So essentially, Drake's re-signed with Universal Studios, which is one of the largest music companies in the world,
Yeah.
for 400 mil. So essentially, Drake is gonna retire a very, 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 very rich man, and
Yeah,
it's
for
to the point
sure.
where
He posted on his story 500 mil actually. So like it says
I saw
400
that,
mil, but he posted 500.
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
and it's to the point where when you think about somebody who was on the grassy
Yeah.
is worth
Yeah, bro.
half a
Yo,
bill,
his story is
you know,
crazy.
and he has investments with Wealthsimple. He has his own companies going well also. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out, because I think that we're so new in this crypto space, and I'm curious to see how musicians are going to use the crypto space to distribute merchandise, NFTs, and to see how that is. Who knows? He could potentially make another 200 M's,
Oh, for
and he has
sure.
his rest of his life to potentially be worth $1 billion.
By the way,
Yeah, and Drake is already good, bro. Like he's already good. So imagine, like it's gonna be crazy.
I just want to put it out there quick. Like Wealthsimple, by the end of this year, needs to be our sponsor.
Yeah,
Like we need
for
to be sponsored by
sure.
Wealthsimple
For
by the
sure.
end
They,
of this year.
they
No,
for sure. No, we
I
can make.
just saw.
I think we can make it happen.
I don't know if you guys heard of like the micro bank called Neo Financial.
No.
No.
Okay, anyways, it's like this bank, but not a bank system. So it's like not a top 5 bank, but it's a online virtual bank, and it's a Canadian-owned company. They just reached $1 billion. So there are a lot of things happening in the tech space. So any sponsors who want to sponsor this podcast, we're taking offers at this moment.
It is a
Sasha, tell them about the story with Wealthsimple and why we should be sponsored by them.
Yeah, so
Facts.
basically, so like last spring they launched their like Cash app. It was basically Cash app, but for Canada, it was literally called Cash. And basically they were reaching out to people in Montreal to help them like launch the app and stuff. And so like me and Chris and a couple other people we helped them do that, I guess. And like we were able to give out basically free money for people. Like there was like a referral program, and then like they were giving out money as well. So like if people like retweeted my tweet, I would send them $5 on the app. And so they gave me like $2,000 to give out or something. And I got
they actually reach out to you and like
got to keep like a portion of the money and stuff. So like technically I have worked with them, but then because I also did like before, I used to always do my taxes on my own, like before being a business owner. So I used to do them on like TurboTax or UFile, but then I did my taxes last year on Wealthsimple, and I was like, this is I swear guys, it's so easy. Anyone like who needs to do their taxes for free, do it on Wealthsimple because it's so easy. Anyways, I tweeted about it. I was like, Wealthsimple, like this was the easiest thing I've ever done in my life, and it's free. And then basically they stole my tweet without like giving me any credit, and they posted it. Like I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see like my tweet on a Wealthsimple ad, and I was like, no fucking way, they stole my tweet. So I want to
Like you're
message them.
cropped out, like your name is
Yeah,
cropped
they
out, your
cropped out my
picture is
name, but
cropped
I
out.
know it's my tweet because they use my signature emojis. Like I use those specific emojis. It was a it was a white heart, and like the emoji that's like, I don't know how to explain the other emoji, but those are
Yeah,
my
it was
emojis.
literally your tweet. Like it was your tweet.
Like everyone knows it's my tweet, you know. Anyways, so basically I was like I need to email them and be like, you guys stole my tweet. Please sponsor me. Anyways, so yeah, that's my story about Wealthsimple. But we like, honestly, I think we can make it happen because
Yeah,
like,
we're definitely gonna make it happen.
yeah,
definitely
it's
gonna make it
services
happen, and then
that we use, you know. Like I view like I
Yeah,
use
we all use it.
we
I
all have
my
Wealthsimple.
mom do her
Yeah.
taxes this year on Wealthsimple, and like I invest through it Wealthsimple, you know. So it's like it's something that we actually use, which I like, which is like obviously what I want our sponsors to be. So yeah,
By the way,
reach out
we
to
need to add the referral link for the $25. So anybody who doesn't have a trading account,
Damn. Hit him with
get
the
a free, I think it's $50 or $25 when you sign up. So we'll have the link in the bio somewhere. But it is for anybody who doesn't have much experience investing, it is a very user-friendly platform where you're
100%. Yeah,
able to
for
learn.
Canadians. Yeah.
For Canadians only. So you're able to learn, make mistakes, but also see your profile grow. And also saw that you're able to share your results with your friends now. So
oh, that's
it's
cool.
the app that's very growing at a fast pace. They have a lot of investments coming. So there's going to be a lot of new features happening in a very few months or years.
Yeah, like I'm.
Whenever.
Oh, sorry. Go
Go.
ahead.
No, go.
No, I'm one of those people that's like that was really bad at investing, or like I didn't even know where to start, you know, and I started investing like in 2020, which is kind of late, I think, compared to maybe you guys. But anyways, and like I would have never started investing if I didn't use Wealthsimple, because I didn't like, I like to do things on my own, and like I don't know, it just felt so comfortable to do it. So like yeah, for someone who's a really beginner, like it's so easy to use, and like it's, I don't know, it was just like I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't have started investing if I wouldn't have used Wealthsimple, I don't think, because it was just too easy to do, you know?
100%. You see, and I had the opposite. You see, I started investing in 2017, so I was 18 or 19,
Yeah.
Damn.
and there was no Wealthsimple. There was
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like
the
I used to never
IBC, there
know.
was TD, and
And it's like
these
$10 per
platforms. It took
transaction.
me 2 years of paper trading. So paper trading is essentially what it is that the app will give you a fake $1 million and you're able to practice make mistakes. So it took me a year and a half of paper trading before I actually invested my own money.
No
So
way.
100%. So that's why I was actually like good. I made my own mistakes and I got rid of this like ability of listening to people's advice, etc. So I was able to do my own research. But if I had Wealthsimple, it would have been a lot easier for me to invest my own money and actually start making real money earlier on. Because one thing about their platform is that they give the top most popular, the top invested stocks on the app. So
Yeah.
if you're someone you don't know where to invest, you could always look to see where most people invest their money or to see the top index funds. And that's one thing I love. Like Chris said,
Yeah.
it's free. So if you have a low budget or if you don't want to pay these fees that Max offer currently right now, it's a great alternative at the moment.
Bro, I
Yeah,
literally made a TikTok once, like I think
God.
2 years ago. You remember? Yeah, I had a TikTok of like how to invest, and I was showing them, like I screen recorded my phone with Wealthsimple. Because for me, that's how I started investing. I invested late. I started late as well. I think me too. It was like not too long ago, like 2-3 years ago. And every time now, like any of my friends ask me like how to invest or whatever, I tell them like start with Wealthsimple. It's the easiest one.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, index funds and Wealthsimple. There's a bunch of them,
Yeah,
Canadian
they
or
by like categories.
US ones.
It'll be like top like ETFs that you can buy, top index funds, and they do it by category too. I think like by tech companies and stuff like that.
Yeah. And for anybody who wants to invest, by the way, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please consult a professional, but you may want to look at Vanguard ETFs. There are
Oh,
a bunch
100%.
in
100%.
ESP,
Definitely.
VVF, those are the top ones. So any index funds, Vanguard is the top option. Again, I am not a financial advisor. Please consult a
VFV
professional.
right now is lit because it's at $94. It
No.
was like 2 months ago at 107, if I'm not mistaken.
100%. Even XQQ, which is the Nasdaq index fund, I think it was below $100, and 3 months ago was at 120. So there are a bunch of discounts in the market right now. It's just having the patience to wait it out and seeing that money grow slowly. It does take time, but it is absolutely worth it. Like Chris said, these sales don't happen often. Last time we had a crazy sale like this was 2020.
Yeah.
And since then, we've been on a consistent rise. So the next year and a half will be very choppy up and down, but this is the time to put in a lot of money. So 10 years from now, you could look to say, shit, I took advantage of this moment.
Yeah, for sure. I need to
Yeah.
invest more money now too. Like I'm sleeping. I need to add more money.
Bruh, guys, legit, I'm about to like work a part-time job to get extra money because it's to the point where we were too young for 2008, and like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
a lot of families became millionaires because they invested in the stock market, when they invested in real estate when the recession happened. And 10 years from now, I don't want to be shit. I missed out in a recession. So for me, I'm doing exactly anything that's possible to have no consumer debt. So especially for people who are in Quebec, I don't know if many people realize, but I think if I have a new credit card before 2018, essentially what will happen is that you'll always have a percentage increase on your credit card statement. So your minimum payment will always increase. And by 2023 or 2024, it'll be 5% of your balance.
Yeah, they're gonna keep
So
increasing it. I remember when they
yeah,
changed
Oh,
it, and like when we were working at the bank, everyone was so pissed.
yeah,
And it's crazy. Like it was such a big change. Like so many
yeah,
people couldn't pay their credit cards. So it's just like get rid of your debt as fast as you can. Like
exactly.
you're gonna be
So especially with prices increasing, and like I mentioned last episode, grocery store prices are gonna double. I had
oh, for sure they've been definitely.
I had an interview with a big chain grocery store as an analyst to calculate how much profit they can make on their grocery foods. So it's to
I
the point where they're looking to see how much money they can maximize. So
damn.
it's to the point where it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. So my personal goal is building 2 gardens so I could have local tomatoes, vegetables, and then I'm gonna freeze them and I'm gonna make tomato sauce.
That's lit,
So
bro.
smart.
Oh yeah. So that's one of my goals, because if you're able to cut some of these things, then you're able to put that money to invest somewhere else. Like Sasha said, if you're able to get rid of your consumer debts, high interest, anything above 6%, credit cards, if you're able to pay off student loans, do it. And like we mentioned last time, having a side hustle doesn't have to be something sexy, but anything from selling on eBay, selling on Kijiji, anything to give you an extra money on the side, and make sure you have money liquid for when opportunities will be presented in the market, so that you're not looking on the sidelines to say, shit, I missed on this opportunity, but at least you could say, I put my family in a better position than I could have maybe 2 years, 4 years from now.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it's true, because the worst thing that can happen, like when there's an opportunity like this of a recession, is for you to not have the free cash like ready to deploy into the market. So like my goal, yeah, is definitely to like have a bunch of liquid cash that I can like invest once that like really drops. Because like you said, we didn't get to, we were too young for 2008. So I don't want to miss out on like the next one. But you need cash like available. That's why like sometimes it's good to wait for the big opportunity, but always keep investing like a bit of cash, like any cash that you
Yeah.
don't need. Like even if it's little, like $50, $100, $20, whatever it is, like just invest it every 2 weeks, every month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Wealthsimple has there's a new way. We're promoting Wealthsimple so much. I wish I
Yo,
just wish
they're
we were
no,
sponsored.
They're gonna be eating.
For real,
yo,
we need to email them. But anyways, basically what I was gonna
we
say is
need an email too. We need an
yeah,
email.
guys, we need a business inquiry email, but we'll do that after. But what I was gonna
Facts.
say is on Wealthsimple, there's a way to set up like biweekly like deposits. So basically like it'll take money from your checkings account every 2 weeks or whatever. I think I do mine weekly. So every week I do a certain amount and then I try to like spend all of that money. And they also have fractional shares. You can buy fractional shares now, which is so helpful because like if you don't have like 1K to buy Tesla, you can buy fractions of it. Or I think it's Microsoft too that's really expensive, and
Yeah.
like Amazon. So like if you can't afford to buy the whole stock, you can start buying fractional shares, which has helped so much. So that's what I started doing, like just like little amounts every like every like week or two. And it's helping me grow my portfolio so much faster than before.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing I tell people is that people have to look at the crypto market and the stock market as being the same. You want to buy the best index funds, the Nasdaq, the S&P. You want to buy the best cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I like Cardano, but not recommendation. And
Bitcoin, Ethereum are
yeah,
pretty safe.
and one I would look like at is XRP. Please do your own research, but XRP is one that is very attractive if the hearing and the course falls into place.
XRP's been here for a while, like for a long time.
Yeah, but you see, remember what 2018, 17, they had a anyways, they had a court hearing. You guys could do more research about it. But anyways, all that, they have a case with the SEC, and now they're currently in court. So a bunch of people are hearing or waiting for the results to arise from the court case. But if it falls into place the way it should, it will be very beneficial for a lot of people. So like Sasha said, if you could deposit money every single week or every single month, then like Chris said, it's not to be significant amount, $10, $20, whatever you could afford. It's better than investing nothing and keeping that in the savings account.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, how about that wedding? We need to talk about that wedding.
Oh yeah.
Save that money. Save that money for a wedding too.
Yeah, guys. So there's this girl on TikTok and YouTube. I forget her name, but basically, like, she went viral because she made a video and she was like, "Yeah, I spent $47 on my wedding dress, and I think her whole wedding cost $500." And like, she started getting roasted. Like, people were like, "What the hell? Like, why is she
shout out to her?
like, why is she settling for this?" And like, they were roasting her. But I actually went and I like took the time to watch her YouTube video, and like, her point was like, she was like, basically it's going to be a dress that she wears for like not even a day, like she's going to wear it for a couple of hours, take it off, and like, so like, what's the point in spending like, I'm sure dresses are like 5K 10K, like dresses are not like, wedding dresses are not cheap. So she bought one, I think it was from like Shein, which is like a fast fashion like cheap store, but like the dress was pretty, like it was actually a nice dress. And yeah, that was her argument, was basically just like, why is she going to put so much money into something that is only going to happen once, and it's like she's going to wear the dress once, when it's like a wedding shouldn't be about that. It should be about, I guess, the love they have together, so anyways, I think it's a smart idea, honestly, because I have the same mentality with when it comes to clothes. Like I hate buying like I used to buy, like for my birthday I would buy a dress every year, but then I was like, I'm never going to wear this dress ever again. So like it's so stupid, like it just doesn't make sense to spend that much money.
Some people go into debt for that.
Yeah, literally.
But you see, that's the issue.
The most insane thing. I think the average spent money in the US on weddings, I think it's $34,000. The average.
And in Canada it's $30,000.
What
30?
is wrong with
30,000, and that's on the low side.
Bro,
I'd rather people spend 50K, 60K. But how much you guys think is the appropriate amount to spend on a wedding?
Oh shit.
Like honestly, I think a good 5K is reasonable. Like that's fair. It's a fair amount, but I'm sure you can do less. But you know what? It depends what type of family you come from, because I don't.
Yeah, it depends on what type of family you have.
Like, I don't have a big family, so like I don't think my wedding would even cost that much if I wanted it to. But like for people who have really big families and like it's important for them to have all of their family there, then obviously that's a different story. But for me, I know that I could have a very cheap wedding, and I wouldn't be upset about it, So.
You see, I debate about this because I'm like, shit. When I think of my wedding, I want people to say, shit, that was one of the most memorable weddings I went to. Yeah. But like Chris said, you don't want to go into debt over it. Like,
yeah, it's stupid. Like,
it's gonna hurt me thinking that shit. With that money, I could buy property that gives me cash for every single month.
Bro, you can spend. You can get a fire honeymoon instead, bro.
Yeah,
like,
but you see, I'm with Sasha. Anywhere from 5 to 15K, I think that's a reasonable amount.
Max.
Like Chris said, you spend another 5K and you go crazy on the honeymoon. You take 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. But I went to a wedding recently, and I don't know how, I don't know why, but some of the shit is expensive for nothing. And it's
the DJ is like 1K.
The DJ, the like priest, and
the napkins.
Shout out to all my Italians, because I have friends who are Italians, and essentially what they do is that they have something called the bush. If I hope I'm pronouncing this properly, it's called the bush. But essentially what they do is that everybody's gonna play for their own plate, but they charge a extra amount. So let's say, for example, you go to a hall and it's like, okay, well, your food's gonna cost you $150. They're like, okay, well, the plate costs $200, so you make $50 profits. And essentially, what Italians do is that they'll give you money to like buy a home, buy some furniture, etc.
I've
So
heard of
essentially,
that. Yeah, I've
so
heard of that.
essentially, you make $50 on everybody's heads, and the family
What
will
the
give you
fuck?
money so you can reinvest and buy things.
That makes
If I get
sense.
married, there you go. If I make
Yeah,
money,
that's so lit. What the
That
hell?
makes a lot of
that's
sense.
how I'll do it. You make everybody pay, you charge a bit extra. I hope nobody in my family sees this, but you make everybody pay a bit extra, and at least you don't leave the
Like
situation
yeah,
that
you're coming out of the
Yo,
situation
then you
with
can
you have an
business
extra.
expense
started
the
Yeah,
life,
whole
you
thing. You
know?
can business expense the whole wedding because
but
you're
there you
making
go.
income.
There you
So you
go.
just you
Oh,
declare a
you're
There
loss.
right.
you
That's
go.
so smart.
I'm
So
kidding. I don't
that's
know
what I
if
was talking
people
about.
do
I'm
that.
like, shit. That's how I'm gonna go. You know, you invite whoever you want, but at least you're not going in debt. Because I remember my parents got married and they paid for everything. I don't know how much it cost. I never asked, but
Oh yeah.
I couldn't imagine going through all that either.
Yeah, it's crazy expensive. Like it's not a joke. Weddings are like it's such a big business. Like photographers, like DJs, the like caterers. Imagine the cakes. Like the cake itself is like 5K. Like if you're feeding 100 people, that cake is so expensive. So it's like there's so many little things. Like Chris said, the napkins, the flowers. Like there's so many things that
No,
like.
and we didn't even talk about the engagement ring. The engagement ring costs more than the
Oh my
wedding.
Oh
God, you're
shit.
right. And then oh my God, there's this whole thing where like
Wait,
girls
Charles, the 5 to 15K that you said, was that including the ring or no? Oh,
Because
because the ring is
at least
separate,
I'll speak
bro.
for
The
me.
ring is a separate thing that's
Yeah,
purchased
my
the
girl,
year
told
before.
me I want this ring. I'm like shit, and like, I love my girl, but it's like to a point where it's like shit. I gotta, fellas, you gotta do what's in your best interest. So what I suggest people do is that you buy the ring that you could afford, and there's this industry law or rule, I guess, that's like the ring should only cost you 1 month's salary or 30 days salary.
Oh
hmm.
yeah. Mhm.
That's the industry rule. So for me, I don't have an issue paying in a ring in your budget, and then if you make bank later, you upgrade the
Yeah,
ring and
you
you
can upgrade it anytime. Yeah,
but
as
it
long as it's
shouldn't
decent
be
and it doesn't like as long as it doesn't change color and it's like it's like actually good quality, then it's
exactly as long as it's like people are like shit. What's the rock? As long as I don't have that, I don't have an issue. Because for me, it's like it sounds kind of cliche, but it's like a representation of like, especially for fellas, it's a representation of how much you can afford. And for me, it's not like you want your ring like Sasha said to be turned green, and then you got from a martial person. Your
it
girl
has
has
to be
issues
like
taking the ring
decent,
off.
you know? It has
Yeah, it
to
has
be
to be
decent.
aesthetically pleasing. But I'm not one of these people that'll get like insurance on the ring because it costs that much. I ain't that dude. I'm not that dude.
What
Ah,
if they lose it?
Oh shit.
Because then
Insurance?
you're out 20, you're out like 5K if
Fuck.
you lose it. That's why they get insurance.
I didn't think on that.
Anyways, yeah, it's such a but it's like it's so crazy that like when we're kids, like this is what everyone look. Maybe it's just girls, but like this is what we look up to. Like this is what's like it's basically prom, but like the next step. And
Yeah.
it's like that's what you look forward to. And it's like everyone's like, oh my God, like when is this gonna happen in my life? Like it's like something that is supposed to happen to everyone. But it's like, I don't know, it's so strange that it's like become so normalized, like in our world and in like TV shows and movies and everything. But like I find it so transactional in a way. Like weddings are so like it's strange. Like it's just it's become such a literally a
It's a
business.
whole business. It's a whole
Like what
business.
the hell?
You see, if you look at it like that, it's easier to digest it because I think a lot of people get wrapped up in the emotions and things like that, and rightly so. But like Sasha said, if you're able to separate your feelings and how much it costs, I think there's a fine balance between the two. Because it's like you want to remember the night, but you don't want to go being broke and then
Yeah,
your
because
credit cards are
imagine
maxed
like
out.
yeah, you spend all your money on a wedding and then you can't even start a family, you can't buy a home, like you can't do anything after. Like what's the point of that, you know?
You see, and for people, yeah, I'll be that dude, bro. I get married at court in the courthouse. You sign your papers, and then when you could afford it, you get a wedding or whatever.
Yeah, like
ceremony, whatever.
honestly,
And
I would go to a beach and elope on a beach with like two friends. Like that's the type of wedding I would want. Like it sounds pathetic, but like that's what I would do. It would be on a beautiful beach in like a beautiful country, beautiful weather, and two friends each, maybe my family, my close family, and that's it. Like that's all you need, you know? In my opinion, at least.
hashtag respectfully. Now I have this friend who, where's she going? I think she's going like Costa Rica or something like that for a wedding. You know, like 50 people or 20 people, and you know sometimes that's all you need. You don't need these TLC for weddings type situation where it's like it's it's the whole composition, and I think sometimes too, depending on your cultural background, sometimes
Yeah.
you find this situation where it's like shit. Well, they invited us to their wedding, so my daughter needs to invite them to my wedding, and you
I've
have
never been
people
to a
you
wedding.
don't know.
Bro, I haven't been
No
to a wedding in
chance.
so long.
I've
Like I
never been
was
to
Actually,
one
you
ever.
never been to one wedding?
Never been to a wedding. That's what I'm saying. For me, my family, like in my family,
Okay.
like, it's not a big deal. So like I guess that's why I'm talking like my wedding would be able to be cheap because like none of us have been to weddings really.
Bro, I've been to one wedding and I was 10, so I've also basically never been to a
Shit.
wedding, bro. I'm just
See,
waiting for someone to get
Me
married.
too. I'm like, why is no one getting married? Like
you know,
I'm trying to be invited to a wedding.
Everyone that I don't know is
inflation,
getting
bro.
married. No, everyone that I don't know is getting married. But then people that I
Facts,
know,
facts,
there's no one
facts,
getting married.
facts. You know,
I'm
and
waiting
it's
for
like
one of my siblings. Like
I'm
please.
waiting for some of my entourage, like one of my boys, to get married,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
that's
can
what I'm
live the experience
saying.
through them, and then I
Yeah,
take
that's
notes
it.
on
That's
them,
it. That's it.
and then afterwards I'll be like, "Hey, yo, B, how much that shit cost?"
Yeah, and then
Because I
they
need
can
a
at least
reference.
help you. Yeah. Guys, so apparently the average household income in the US in 2020 was like 60,000. So imagine a wedding is half of their household income. So the average wedding 30K is half of like their household income.
Wait. Who's paying for the wedding though? Is it like both or is it one person?
No,
You know,
you split it.
traditionally is the
Yeah, traditionally
traditionally
it's the
is
man,
the
right?
What?
fathers or the bride's family,
No way.
but yeah, in 2022, but that's just on 50-50
Okay, so like
type
I shouldn't
deal.
have to pay for it. No, I'm joking.
Uh,
Damn,
uh,
yeah, I'm sure it's
uh,
50. Like it's obviously 50-50.
or if you're a big baller,
Yeah.
sometimes it's assumed that the man will pay for all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So, fellas, your wife is supposed to be an asset, not a liability, and
That's a fact. That's a bar.
That's a
yeah,
bar. That's a
that's a whole
bar.
bar. Yeah. Shout to
That's
Gucci
a
Mane,
bar.
because it's to the point where you love your girl, but this isn't a Disney fairy tale where you have to go the whole nines. Sometimes it's just like Sasha said at the beginning. For me, it's more of a situation where it's like, let me pay attention to the actual marriage and not just the wedding. Some people spend so much time and energy on the actual wedding night
Yeah, it's
and
like
not
planning
on
the
the
wedding
actual
is like,
marriage.
yeah, they're planning their whole wedding is like what they spend their time doing. And then the wedding itself is only a couple of hours. I'm sure it flashes before your eyes in 2 seconds. And then like they forget about it, like it's just
Yeah,
crazy. Like they're spending
it's
spending all of this money for, I don't know,
some
crazy.
people spend more time on the wedding than spending time on the actual relationship and trying to enhance that relationship.
That's a fact.
Respectfully, but it's to the point where you see some people they're going on 8 years, 9 years, and shit. If you look at the relationship, it's as if the relationship was like in year 2 because they never reinvested in the actual relationship either.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you guys see what Drake did to there's a guy who commented on his post.
Yes, and his wife. His wife
you
is
know,
trying to get clout off of it. She's like adding Drake on her story, like, hey Drake.
This whole situation had me thinking about how Kanye became crazy over the thought of Kim potentially having sex with Kanye, bro. Now I understand it because it's like if he did that to a random girl, Drake lives in the San Calabasas. Drake used to live a couple of minutes away from the Kardashian palace. So, man, I swear, man, this shit had me thinking about my life. I was like, fuck.
Drake's a menace for real.
Yeah,
Just
menace
if
is to
anyone
say.
doesn't know what we're talking about, so this guy left a trolling comment on one of Drake's pictures, or something, and then Drake literally DM'd the guy's wife.
He's like, I
And
DM'd your wife or something.
yeah, he followed the guy's wife and DM'd her, and she obviously she posted it on her story because like Champagne Poppy followed you, and yeah, that's
And she's like, hey
checkmate.
Drake with the little eyes, bro. She put
Yeah,
the
bro,
little white
it's
eyes.
over. It's over. Like, what can you do?
And for people who don't know, the couple they have a couple of children together. So
Yeah, they
it's
Oh,
have kids.
no.
the double L. It's a double L.
Yeah, those kids have a new dad for real.
That's so embarrassing. Oh my god. And then she posted on Twitter and she's like, hey guys, like she's trying to get Instagram, like Twitter famous. She posted on Twitter, she's like, hey
Bruh.
Twitter, like I know there's some of you here. And then she tags Drake and stuff. Like, oh my god, it's so
Would you
embarrassing.
leave your girl if she did that? I
It's
would.
so funny. I don't know what they're like. What imagine what their like pillow talk is right now. Like,
Because everyone on the
I wouldn't
internet
be
is
there.
talking shit about him. Like everyone's like, what that? Like everyone's saying about him. They're like, wow, like his wife is like they're talking shit about him. So
But yeah,
imagine if
obviously.
that's your wife and like you're put in that position where you look like a fucking loser. Like it's so sad. Like it's so sad. Like if it was reversed, like if it was my like husband doing that, I would be like, I would go crazy.
I'd be out. Deuces.
Yeah, for real. Like,
Deuces.
Yeah, there's no way. Like it's
He only
crazy.
took a follow back? Oh, hell no.
And like that's how everyone's
uh,
gonna remember him is like his wife did this with Drake. Like what the fuck? No, there's no way. Like it's it's so embarrassing for him.
You know, and like, I know that Drake will be so petty, he'll probably like feature this whole situation in a song.
Yeah, for real.
oh yeah, just
Drake
a little
loves to
line
take
somewhere.
things. Yeah, he loves it. Like he'll take anything and like he'll blow it up. Oh my god. I feel so bad
R.I.P.,
for
man.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, moral of the story: don't just stop leaving negative comments in places.
Yeah. And people.
Yeah,
Or
like
just don't try to fuck with Drake. Like just
yeah,
don't
don't fuck with Drake.
don't
That's it.
fuck
Don't.
with Drake.
The ghostwriter references need to stop. Summer
Yeah, like
16 is
Oh yeah,
over.
it was a Ghost Rider. Ghost
Yeah.
Rider reference.
yeah, you know what? Because like literally he tried to take that same thing. So just don't ever talk to Drake about ghostwriting. Like don't. Because he
Bro,
will
if Meek
he'll
if
screw
Meek
you
Mill
over.
got killed, who's this little guy that thinks he can?
You know what
kill
I'm
Drake?
saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Meek Mill, by the way.
Yo, Dream Chaser. Shout out to Meek Mill.
Oh, she's
Ultimate
literally
troll,
wearing
but
the hoodie right now.
Literally wearing the hoodie right now. Anyways,
look at us chasing the dreams.
for reals. But yeah, if Meek Mill can get like screwed over, not even screwed over, but just like
Destroyed.
demolished, like his
Oh,
whole
literally, yeah.
career took a turn. Like that's how impactful
He
Drake.
literally had to apologize to Drake
Yeah.
to
You
get his
know?
career back.
Literally, they
And
had to
shout-
do a song together. And like I'm a big
Yeah.
Meek Mill fan. Like he's one of my favorite artists. So like I'm saying this out of love, but like he literally had to do a song with Drake. Like was it Rico? That was their comeback song. Like that was when they became friends again.
No,
Oh no,
Going
Rico.
Bad.
No, Rico was the one before. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot.
Going Bad was
Going
the
Bad
next
is like
one.
they're friends again, and everyone started loving Meek Mill again. And I was like, what the fuck?
You
Like
know,
that's
and
how impactful Drake is. It's fucking crazy.
he made Joe Budden become a podcaster.
Really?
And for people,
Uh,
yeah, remember what was that song?
I don't even
it
I
was-
didn't even know that that's how he started.
Yeah, because they had a beef. Joe came out, and then afterwards,
No way.
but I haven't heard Joe drop another song since.
Okay, so basically Drake started Joe Budden's whole career. Well, his second career.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
That's
because for people who don't know, Joe Budden was a rapper before he was a podcaster. If
but
you're
he's a
under
fire
the age.
podcaster though. I love
Yeah.
his,
Yo,
I love his
you know, give my
podcast.
man Spotify, give my man his money because this dude basically changed the whole setup. You know, I don't know how many podcasts just had a couch and a mic and started podding after Joe Budden came on.
Yeah, his podcast.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm trying to do. Like to have a similar setup, like to go into an office and have like 1, 2, 3 couches and
You
just
know,
talk.
shout out. Yo, we gotta talk about like potentially having a, I don't want to say like a influencer studio, but like some shit like that. Like we rent our office for influencers who want to be influencers, and it becomes a
Like a
photography.
content.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a
content,
content
office
house.
or
Yeah.
something.
Content house,
Or-
yeah. And then at least we make money.
Yo, you
on
know what I
both
was
ends.
watching? I was watching Selling Sunset actually, like the other day, and there was they show a house on the show where and they're like it's mostly rented out for content purposes, and I had never really thought about that, and it's funny that you say that because like I was thinking of that same house, but it was like this crazy house where like they're like it's mostly rented out by influencers and stuff who go
Mhm.
to take content, so it's like such a big it's like it's actually a real thing that's obviously becoming way more popular, so that's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's a booming business. I know there's a couple places in Montreal, but people think that in real estate you only need to have traditional tenants, etc. There's a lot of different ways to
But
make.
something like that is really smart. There's like a marketing agency that I follow on Instagram from Montreal. I forget the name, but they like I know a couple of girls that work with them, and like they post content and stuff, and like their content looks so good. Like it's so nice and like classy and crisp looking, and they all work with this agency, and it's like you go there to take footage with them. They help you like curate your like Instagram posts and stuff like that. So you can even like that could be partially what you do as well. with the content house, you know, like you can also make it into a marketing agency, I guess.
Agency, yeah.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
the group model is like a boost. Like if you can get a group of people doing the same thing, it's always gonna help you out because like everyone's promoting everyone else
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they're working
Yeah, all
together.
the girls, like all I keep seeing girls using the same company, and I'm like, holy shit, they killed it. Like they literally killed it. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
then you can
Listen, man,
network and
you get that shit started. Because for me,
no, we need an office. We
Yeah,
need
yeah,
yo,
we need
it's
to upgrade for sure.
we need a
oh
nice
yo,
office.
best believe, and like
We're gonna upgrade eventually.
best believe, and it's gonna be somewhere where shit's like it's an office slash I don't know what the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I want to have a nice setup with like plants and a nice chair and all that.
Yeah, as long as we're able to make money on it, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
for
good.
sure.
I ain't trying to pay the whole rent myself, bro. I'm like,
Yeah,
no
that's for
lie.
sure.
I think it came to a point where it's like, shit, I can't see myself paying for a mortgage anymore. Meaning that somebody else has to pay my mortgage
Oh,
somewhere
for sure.
somehow.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
I just gotta do a rent and I gotta go. But my rent of the week is well, I'll make Sasha explain her story, and then afterwards I'll go on the rant.
Oh yeah. So okay, basically
Oh yeah.
to add to my horrible week. So like on Monday, I wake up and I'm like, holy shit, I have to. Well, first of all, I didn't even realize how intense the taxes situation was gonna be. So I start my day. I'm like, today's Monday. I posted on Instagram. I'm like, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. And I love Mondays because Monday's like that day where you can refresh your week. It's like a restart. It's like restarting your week every single week. So, anyways, I was so excited. I was like, it's Monday. I'm ready to get to work. Blah blah blah. I post all my things. I make my coffee, and then I go to sit down to do I started doing free consultations for my Amazon coaching. And basically I had 5 consultations booked on Monday. And the first 4 consultations I had that morning were all no shows. So like literally all 4 people did not show up. I had one girl show up at the end of the day right before I was finishing my taxes. So like that happened. And then the whole taxes situation happened. And I was just like going crazy. I was so mad. So like I posted on Twitter. I was like, I literally have had 6 no shows. Cause also on Friday and Thursday, I also had no shows. But on Monday, I was like, you know what? It's a brand new week. It's all good. And then like I continued to have more no shows. So I was like, this is crazy. Like it's crazy that you can give away your time for free. And like people see the word free and they're so ready to sign up for something, but then like they're never going to follow through, you know, because they know it's free. So they're like, oh, they don't see any value in it. So anyways, that's what happened to me this week. And Charl had replied to my story. He's like, this is the rant of the week.
Yeah, because for me,
It's crazy.
Sasha and Chris and I were all in the business of giving as much free information as we can that it makes people want to take action with their life. I think that being in the mid-20s, we accomplished a lot, but we know that we have, or we all want to accomplish more. So if we're able to help people realize that or do something else, I think it brings us a level of joy that can be explained. But it comes to the point where I saw the story, I was like, shit, you see, all my prices, I'm going to double them. Because this is the type of disrespect that can be tolerated. You know, sometimes you put on your heart, you spend hours trying to get free information while you're making money that you don't have to give because you feel it's your duty to help out people in this situation. And people are like, especially, I know you guys probably have the similar situation. You'll post a story, you'll post result. People are like, oh, bro, I see you. Oh, yo, girl, I see you do your thing. Ask you a bunch of questions. I got 4 links in my bio. You can click one of them. You won't click. But every time I post a story, you're on there asking questions. And, you know, Sasha had a free guide. Chris has free threads on Twitter. I have a free guide. You know how many people download it? Not enough.
Yeah,
And it gives you
it's crazy.
essentially the same information you will pay for it. I don't mind taking the check. I don't mind taking the cash. But it comes to a point where I tell people, before you DM me, before you ask me anything, ask yourself, are you serious or are you curious? Because we're at a point where we're trying to eliminate a lot of the tasks that we're doing. So we're outsourcing a lot of the things we do. But for Sasha to give up her time every single day when it's possible for her to give you free information and you just say, I'm good. It's okay that you decide not to do it. You could at least give a heads up.
Yeah, they could have at least
Because,
texted me. I'm telling you, not one person messaged me.
yeah,
Not
you
one.
know, and
It's like I
And
think we touched on it quickly, like when we were talking about the hospital, when things are free, it's usually shit. I think when
yeah,
things are free, also like people take them
They
for
don't see
granted.
value in it because it's like
exactly.
the moment you
Yeah,
slap like a price tag on something,
yeah.
like people will actually start seeing value. It's so crazy how that works, you know?
And I went to a mastermind online a couple weeks ago, and somebody said, I know too many people have a bunch of courses in their in the library, and you know why they didn't open it? Because it didn't cost them enough. And
Hmm.
the same reason why people go to university in debt and they'll do all this staying up because they pay thousands of dollars to do it. So I tell people, just because it's free doesn't mean it's not valuable. So before you go waste somebody's time, make sure that it's something that you want to do, because next time around it's hard to give people the information. And sometimes you're trying to be as open as possible, as vulnerable as possible to give people the information, but it comes to a point where we could all shut this down and still be good.
Yeah,
We're trying to do all this to help the next person around, which could help the next person on, but
yeah.
you have to give people respect for their time and give people respect for the effort that they put into make sure that the value is always there.
Yeah, there's so much free value like out there. Me, like everyone, well, you guys know, I learned for free on YouTube. Like Sasha too, you learned everything for free. I'm
Yeah,
sure. I'm sure
I tell everyone
Yeah.
that you can learn anything on the internet these days, anything.
for free. Yeah, and like if someone's willing to put their time out for free, especially like someone who has a busy schedule and stuff, yeah, like the minimum you can do is respect it. But
Or send
whatever
me a
people will
text
do,
and say,
Yeah,
yeah, at
sorry, I
least
minimum
can't make it, you know? Like,
is human decency at the end of the day.
yeah, just send me a text. That's all I need, you know?
anyways, on that note, do you guys have anything else to say?
No, I
I think
think
that
I
was
think we
a
had a solid episode.
yeah, that
So
was a great
I
episode.
hope you guys were able to take away the free gems. Wealthsimple, please reach us, and
Please,
we
please
need to have an
email us.
email set up.
We're about to set up our email. It's
Yeah,
gonna be in our
yeah,
bio.
By episode like 50, we should have a Wealthsimple sponsor
100%. Well,
Okay.
for
well,
sure.
at least some merch. Give us some merch.
We need more.
Something,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, yeah. Send the love.
All
Oh,
right,
we
well,
need Red Bull
guys.
as a sponsor too, man.
Oh, I'm down for Red Bull as a
No,
sponsor, especially
Yeah,
if we could go
please.
into an office and we have like a little round table and we can.
you know what I'm
Guys,
saying.
everyone knows that I'm obsessed with Red Bull. Like that's my favorite thing.
That's my
Please, Red
go-to
Bull,
exam
please
season.
sponsor me. You know what? I'm gonna shoot them an email today and be
You
like,
should.
please,
Yeah,
please
just
You
sponsor me.
should.
yeah.
Doesn't hurt to
When
try.
yeah, you when you ask, you usually you can
Close
get.
mouth don't get fed.
That's right.
Exactly.
Shout to
What
Jay.
was the other one? Ask for the moon and you might just receive it.
That's
On
it.
that note, this was episode 2 of the Untold Gems podcast, and we will see you in next episode.
See you guys.